Today I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite breakfast recipes, elephant ears. Personally, I love eating them with salty feta. However, most people love them with jam, honey, maple syrup, or even a sweet and salty combination. To begin, get your bowl and combine 500 grams of flour, 12 grams of salt, 7 grams of active dry yeast, 250 milliliters of water, and 200 grams of plain yogurt. Mix everything together until you get a homogeneous mass. Scrape the sides of the bowl so that there are no dry pieces left, and cover for 20 minutes so that the flour can properly hydrate. 20 minutes later, we are ready to start developing the gluten structure. Get your hand wet so that the dough won't stick to it. Get it underneath your dough and start stretching and folding the dough. About 10-15 times should be enough for this stage. So cover your bowl and let the dough rise for an hour at room temperature. An hour later, as you can see, the yeast has activated and the dough has gotten bubbly. It is still sticky though, so wet your hand again, degas the dough, unstick it from the sides of the bowl, and gently stretch and fold it again. We don't want to tear the gluten network that we've been working to develop. Again, 10-15 times should be more than enough. You're not kneading the dough, you're not mixing the dough, you just want to agitate it so that the gluten network can develop on its own. Once ready, cover the dough once more and put it in the fridge for at least 8 hours. I'm fermenting mine overnight, and this is going to result in a very nice and bubbly dough, but also very nice smell and taste. As you can see, after the long fermentation, the dough is not as sticky, but we're still gonna use oil on our fingers to degas and separate the dough from the sides of the bowl. Move the dough aside and prepare your frying station. Heat your cooking oil to 340 Fahrenheit or 170 Celsius. Also get a clean plate with some oil inside and put some on your fingers as well. Grab a handful of the dough with one hand and cut it with your other using your index finger and the thumb. Put the dough in your plate and start gently stretching it out. Don't worry if it tears. It's not going to be a big problem during the frying process, but it's worth mentioning that you shouldn't stretch them out too thinly either, because during the transfer in the cooking oil, the gravity is going to stretch them further and they might tear apart. Next step is to get them in the frying oil. As always, lay the food away from you when you're frying so that you can avoid hot oil splashes. When one side becomes golden brown, just turn it over and finish frying. Each one should take about a minute to fry. If it starts coloring too fast, then reduce the heat a bit, because the inside might be raw. Once you get good at shaping, then I recommend using more dough, because this would allow you to have a very thin middle, which is going to fry crispy, and light fluffy edges. Once fully cooked, drain the excess oil on kitchen paper and serve them straight away while they're still hot. The only question that's left is, how do you like them? Sweet or savory? Enjoy!